We've all been there. An email hits your inbox with a brutal deadline. Your chest tightens, and before you even realize what's happening, you're raiding the pantry for sugar. That immediate, unwanted reaction happens because your brain has wired a specific stressor directly to a physical response. Today, we're going to use neuro-linguistic programming to intercept those automatic responses by building a physical control panel right on your own body. The science behind linking physical triggers to internal states is well documented. Over a century ago, experiments, like Pavlov conditioning dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell, proved that neurological responses are highly programmable. To make this work for you, put away any distractions. Sit up comfortably and get your hands ready, because you are going to follow along with me physically for the next few minutes. Once you recognize that your emotional reactions are programmed habits, you realize they can be rewritten. Taking control of that programming gives you the power to dictate exactly how you react under pressure. Step 1 is setting your baseline anchor. Close your eyes and recall a vivid memory of a time you felt absolute peak confidence. See what you saw, hear what you heard. As that feeling builds in your chest, press firmly on your left index knuckle. This curve shows your emotional energy rising and falling. You have to apply pressure on the way up, just before the peak. If you wait until the feeling starts to fade, you will accidentally anchor the decline instead of the high. Before we do anything else, you need to execute a break state. Shake your hands out, open your eyes, look around the room. This resets your brain's emotional canvas, so feelings don't bleed together. Now let's test the hardware. Press that same left knuckle again. You should feel a sudden echo of that confident state wash back over you. Securing a clean, properly timed baseline anchor establishes your foundational architecture. You need this solid base installed before we attempt heavier psychological shifts. Now that we have a baseline, we need to scale it up. A single positive memory usually lacks the voltage to punch through deep, real-world stress, which means we have to amplify the trigger. This time, recall a completely different, intensely powerful positive memory. As that new feeling surges toward its peak, press that exact same left knuckle again. Stop pressing, shake your hands out, and break state one more time to lock that new addition into place. This is called stacking. By layering multiple memories onto a single physical point, you construct a dense psychological battery pack. You've converted scattered positive experiences into a single concentrated dose of resourcefulness. Next, we target the problem. Bring up a brief mental image of a negative habit or feeling that holds you back. As soon as you feel it, assign it to a new location, like your right knuckle, by pressing down. Let go and immediately break state. Shake it off. We only want to map that feeling, not wallow in it. Now we initiate the collapse. Press your right knuckle to trigger the negative state, and simultaneously press your left knuckle to fire your stacked positive anchor. As this simulation illustrates, the massive wave of positive energy rushes in and overwhelms the negative trigger. Follow this specific release sequence. Let go of the right knuckle first. Keep holding the left positive knuckle for 2 more seconds. And release. Try to access that old negative feeling right now. You'll likely find it feels blank, neutral, or suddenly very difficult to grasp. Collapsing works because human neurology struggles to hold 2 highly contradictory states at the exact same time. The volume of your stacked positive energy effectively overwrites the negative pathway, making the old response harder for the brain to find. Sometimes a single collapse isn't enough. The distance between severe procrastination and high motivation is simply too wide to jump directly. For wide gaps, we use chaining. You map 4 distinct progressive emotional states to your 4 fingertips. We'll set the index finger to a gloomy state, the middle finger to feeling unconcerned, the ring finger to calm, and the pinky finger to cheerful. To cross the bridge, you physically fire the sequence. Tap your thumb against your index finger, then middle, then ring, and finally the pinky, maintaining a smooth, deliberate rhythm. Pay attention to how you feel at the end of the sequence. Firing this physical rhythm forces your neurology to walk step by step out of an unresourceful state. Chaining illustrates that a heavy emotional state can be managed when you engineer a step-by-step pathway to guide your neurology toward a more useful one. By stringing these emotional points together, you establish that no single state has to be a permanent trap, provided you have the patience to build a route out. If you followed these steps, you have successfully reprogrammed your internal state. You've established a portable, invisible control panel right on your fingertips. You can deploy this anywhere. If you are about to walk into a high-stakes presentation, you can simply reach under the desk, press your knuckle, and discreetly fire a stacked anchor to flood your system with confidence. However, neural connections degrade over time if left unused. Make a habit of practicing your positive anchors daily to keep those pathways strong and responsive. There is an immense practical advantage in knowing you can regulate your own reactions, even when your external environment spirals into chaos. It calls to mind the poet Rudyard Kipling's famous measure of character: if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs. Mastering your neurology puts you in the driver's seat. When you dictate your state of mind rather than letting the environment dictate it for you, you secure a reliable advantage for achieving your goals.